Hello, this is the first installation on my video blog that I'm going to be making. My name is Ben, and I am a man from Texas, the Lone Star State, nothing but steers and queers, whatever you care to think. And this is a little update on what's been happening, not just to me, but to a lot of people. Now, at about the end of the year, towards the beginning of January, they found out that a virus was spreading around the world. They called it the coronavirus after they found out. What people don't know is that the coronavirus was known about in late December, early December. And it was kept a secret, and people escaped. It started in Wuhan province in China. And is it any coincidence that these people knew about the virus and a cruise ship shows up with 60 sick people? In Texas, we allow them to come in. And when they tested negative, they walked around the populous malls, grocery stores. It's a little bit too ironic, too coincidental for my blood. And little do most Americans know that um, President Trump knew about it 6 weeks before he announced it. So can you imagine what we were doing for those 6 months? Not 6 months, 6 weeks. He knew for 6 weeks before he acted. And the Chinese did approximately the same thing. Okay, so people were getting sick all over and they didn't know what it was. Then finally someone said it's a virus. And then they started calling it COVID-19, which is like, okay, you know. And I'm asking myself, why is there not a vaccine? You know, my grandmother survived the Spanish flu. And she was, they made a vaccine, they made the Spanish flu extinct. It only exists in laboratories now. And this virus has shut down so much business, so much stuff. And the president, his behavior, it's unacceptable, guys. Okay, the president, he says we're going to open with a vaccine or no vaccine. He obviously has no concern for us spreading and getting the disease, a deadly disease, especially for the elderly and the young. And with all the complications that are going on, with all the false statements, with all the malarkey that's going on in our society, the closings, the face masks, all this shit. Why is there no vaccine? And why is the president firing doctors that disagree with him? Okay? And the impeachment trial, if you want to call it a trial, it was his representatives going up there and announcing his innocence. There was no jury. There was no habeas corpus. There were no testimonies. He forbade testimonies. And now he's firing investigators that are probing into not only his behavior, but the behavior of his staff and the behavior of his counsel. And they're simply getting fired. And now they released the stimulus package to us. So I've been having fun waiting for 2 or 3 weeks for something. You know, can't go to the store, gotta order it, everything's electronic. Scammers trying to say, oh, you're owed this, you're owed that. Come on, guys. You know? The stimulus is necessary, guys. It's estimated that 1 out of 4 small businesses is going to be shut down for good. And Trump is firing doctors and says we need 2 weeks to get this under control. He wants to fire them, and he's firing them left and right, ignoring their medical counsel and pardoning people that are obviously guilty of these things. Why would he fire the chief investigator if he wasn't? It's reckless leadership. It's criminal. It's gross negligence. 6 weeks without a response. The mayor responded in my town the first day he found out. And the CARES Act, that's like a band-aid, guys. Okay, people can't afford the electricity, their rent, the prices are going up. And social media, while at many times it has its glory, it's helpful to contact people, to get in line, to do things that, to have fun in this time. But a lot of social media is just crap, man. Just a waste of time. I make playlists on YouTube, and I post this is my first entry into the journal. And I've noticed that news is being censored. Okay. I go to the BBC, the British Broadcasting Company. That's the best one I've found. And Reuters. But the American news, Fox is worthless, guys. Okay, Fox is like reading a cartoon. Okay, it's like, it's the British Broadcasting Company. That's where I get my news. But the election, do you think it's any coincidence that this man, Donald J. Trump, facing an obvious defeat, would go to such an extent because of a virus that had only been compounded by delays, denials, firings? Okay? More than 60,000 people have died from it in the United States as I make this video. Okay? In the face of an election, in the face of saying that we're going to mail in ballots. Okay? It's ridiculous, guys. Okay? The system is already electronic. Okay? And then to make it snail mail. Okay? That's not going to be a fair election. I'm sorry. I'm just going to tell you. Okay? And when I did my census this year, it's the 2020 census, Hispanic was not considered a race. So I put Texan. Okay? It's a systemic failure on many levels, not just from the government, but from doctors and health professionals, politicians, advisors, people not wearing masks. We have to go out. Okay? And the campaign of staying indoors and doing crafts and all that, it has its place. It's a good idea, but we need to go out. We need to get back to work. And it's a systemic failure. And the impeachment hearings, those weren't hearings. Those were denials, firings, fraud, unlawful, denying habeas corpus, denying fair trial, denying the American people their right to impeach their president. So, that's my first entry. And I hope you enjoyed it.